Hi, this is Shamrani from Providence Life Design. So this quick video is about unloading your thoughts. Some of the coaches I follow, they call it brain dumping. But for me, and when it comes to interior design, and when it comes to, keeping homeowners organized and on path to whatever, design theme that they're trying to get to, I always encourage them to get a notebook, just write on something. Get a notebook, let's write on something. Did you make a note of this? Did you write it down? What was your thoughts? That kind of thing. Because it's going to be so important. It's going to be so important. So even today, I spoke with somebody, and I was telling her, I'm like, well, you should just write it down. I have somebody who I consult for outside of what it is that I do here, and I don't like these kind of, interactions, because it is like too many of them, and this is someone who's going to get vexed when I give her a new invoice, okay? Because there's only so many times we can keep starting over, and we're still at square one almost, right? So what lends to her stress level, and it's not my place to advise her on this, but I have to do it because I want to help her, right? So what lends to it is me telling her, like, you need to write this down. Because every time I do speak to her, it's like I'll make appointments for her, and then it's like something will happen where she can't make it, or I can't make whatever, whatever she set up. And it's like I have other stuff going on. You know what I mean? I have other people waiting on me, depending on me. Whether I'm at the brick and mortar location or I'm out wherever, right? I'm not always at the brick and mortar location, and I get phone calls. People are like, are you going to be there? They want to know where I'm at, So you have to, like, if we set a time up, I gotta make sure that I hold her to her time. She's like all over the place. She's telling me, she's like, oh, I'm just not in a good mood. I'm depressed. And I'm like, okay, when I listen out to what it is, the concerns that she has, but it's like you have too much going on in your mind. Like, guys, let's do this, okay? Get yourself a little notebook. Sometimes the bank gives you one. Sometimes the bank gives you one as a little token. You can buy multi-packs at the stores, the dollar stores, the Kmart, Target, wherever it is you want to buy, it is there for you, okay? You don't have to be super OCD about it. Just put on the top, kitchen floor ideas, organizing. Just label the top of the page. Put it there. Put, such and such department store trip. And just write. Okay? Just write. Don't go taking pictures. Just write what you need to write. Because then you can write notes to the things that you do like. Okay? Especially if you're not all technically all hooked up, and you're scribbling these little notes with the stylus or whatever it is that we're doing nowadays, right? Writing directly on the screen. Touch point. It's like, you got to get back to this. Because even if you come and you see something and you're not able to make any decision that day, later on, when you go and you make another note about something else, you're going to see, oh yeah, that's how I felt about that. Maybe I'll revisit that. So then what happens is, later in that day, when you have a free moment, you know what to go back and reference. Keep things written down. If you are buying materials for your project, you gave your installer money, a deposit. He's charging you $6,000. You gave him $2,000 to start the job. You write down what date you gave him the $2,000. Write down the next date as to when the next $2,000 is due. Stipulation on based on how far he should be completed with his job, and then when job is complete. So you're writing these dates down when you're giving. Put his name. Ask him if he has an email address. what's your name, please? Okay. You know, granted, this is somebody you just got his name and phone number from a friend. He's a referral. Okay? Ask him, like, do you have an email address? Because nothing is better than a paper trail. Nothing. Because even if he comes back and says, oh, I didn't check my email, like, okay, that's fine. Let me recap what I sent you. Because at least you know you went back and you recapped something that was written to him. Because God forbid you end up in Judge Judy's court. You can say, I put a little note. It's when you sent the email. At least now when you go back to search for the email, you can find the email based on the note that you wrote for yourself. You understand? Notes are so important. You are going to a series of stores. I sent you to the doctor building, or I sent you to a couple of plumbing showrooms, right? Just in case she's watching later, right? I sent you to a couple of plumbing showrooms. Write down the ones that you went to. I went down here, I went down here, I went to this one, I went to this one. This is what I saw. You got a receipt, or you got a business card from somebody, or you got a pamphlet advertising the product. You can staple it in here, or you just put it in there, okay? Or you get yourself one of the notebooks that the kids use in school that has a huge big pockets in it. So then you can write your notes in there, and then you can just stash your, excuse me guys, you can just stash your receipts. Okay? So make notes. Notes are super, super, super important. You know, because the amount of regret you can easily have when you're being taken for a ride and you don't know that you're being taken for a ride, that's just a bad situation. You know? I'm drinking my ASOT, guys. I'm drinking my ASOT. It's good when I just had lunch. It's like pretty late in the day. But I just had lunch, and I'm taking it with my 2 main meals. £1 a day you can lose. £1 a day. It's wonderful. So it's, you know, the description is in my, the tea is in my, the link in my description. You know. Anyway, but let's just keep notes, and it's going to be for your benefit. This applies to everything. If you want to write down when you're dating, you want to keep an eye, like your dating life is in high gear. You write down, okay, Saturday night, I met these whatever number of people. No judgment, okay? Because I know people are judging me. That's their business. That's between them and God. Judge me, that's your business. I could care less. You write down the names of whoever you met. You know, this is his phone number. Write down notes about him. Keep a notebook in your car. Where to keep a notebook? In your car. Keep a small one in your purse. If you have a drawer in your brick and mortar, wherever you're working, you put a little notebook in there. You might need to record little things that you see going on, especially when you're in, you know, environments where, you know, people use words like discrimination and stuff like that on a regular basis, and they are, come on, stop, right? So, like, whatever it is that works, you keep yourself a little notebook. Put one in your locker, okay? Keep one in your kitchen, and because some of us, our kitchens are our offices, right? We nurture our families, take care of our families. In our kitchens, some of us don't have dining rooms, okay? Our kitchen is everything. Not that you need a dining room, okay? I have a whole video about that. It's down below. There's a whole video about, do we actually need a dining room? You don't necessarily need a dining room per se, okay? So I hope this video is helpful. And this is Shamrani from Providence Life Design. Stay blessed.